And a warm welcome to the shop. I thank you all for continuing to follow along with the PT-19 project. It's been a real fun ride. We're coming to the downward slope of this project here. And what I mean by that is we've got it, flying before, and we've rebuilt most everything on the plane, and we've reassembled it, and we're getting into the stage where it needs to fly. So before I did that, I did some additional details. So let me show you that. The fuselage is here on the bench, and just a couple of details that I need to point out. The venturi. The venturi was just something I kind of cobbled together here, mostly because I felt like these little things, again, they add depth. And the more that you can add, the more depth that you will add. And so this is a little piece of aluminum tube with a piece of polystyrene tube that slips over top of it that is CA glued on. And this is another piece of that same polystyrene tube, but I heated it up and used a wooden dowel that was like sharpened like a pencil, and kind of expanded that open. After that, I used the vise here. I heated up the vise with the blowtorch and just pressed it onto that metal just to melt a little lip on the very edge of that. And then I glued a piece of aluminum tube, CA glued it so that it could stick into the fuselage. I poked a hole in the fuselage, spray painted it in a matte gray, and we're good. We're good there. The other thing that you'll note is this rollover bar. I thought about 3D printing, and I drew something up, and I started to 3D print. Had a couple of failed prints because this is weird to support, and the supports were just not playing nice. But it's okay. I got this part 3D printed, and I liked it. It's a good result, a good product. But I wanted to try my hand at doing some coping. So tube coping is one of those things where, think like making roll cages for race cars, right? So you're essentially taking a pipe and you're cutting it at a specific angle so that it fits flush at that specific angle up against another tube. Okay, so the idea here is that I wanted to try doing this, but on a scale model. Okay, so again, polystyrene tube, you can pick up this stuff from your local hobby store. If you don't have one, Evergreen Scale Models is a great resource for this. You can order online and they'll ship directly to your home. But yeah, that's what I did here. I made the 4 legs, and after the legs were on, I just simply tried angling roughly these angle bars, and then was using my Dremel tool to, after I would cut it, I would use the Dremel to make rounded portions, and then it was just CA, medium CA. Now, I thought about going a little bit deeper down this rabbit hole, and I think I will at some point, but today is not that day. I would like to do something a little bit stupid. Not stupid maybe, but obsessive? Obsessive. I would like to try to simulate welding. So I'm going to go down that rabbit hole, but later. Okay. So other than that, nothing else has been done. The model has just been cleaned and buttoned up and ready to go. I charged the battery, and let's head out to the field.
There he is. Oh yeah, oh yeah. A little bit of a crosswind from your back.
Yeah.
Oh!
Sometimes when that happens, it's because of motor timing. I don't know what your motor timing is on the ESC. That's it. You don't know what it is. Motor timing. When it doesn't do that,
Okay, so welcome back. And as you can see, the airplane flies just fine. First takeoff, I will note that the trim for the elevator was a little bit off. I had reset it essentially to level. And then, so when it flew, it wanted to nose down. It's a little nose heavy, which is good, very stable airplane, even though there is a touch of tail weight on this model. So a little bit of trim back, but that's really all the trim that was needed. Really good power. It pulls very well, even though it doesn't give you a tremendous amount of speed, which is really what I'm going for. It's got the pull like a tractor to get you out of some tough situations, but it's not going to be too overly fast. I can fly it slow, let it putt around. One thing I will note is I'll do a little clip here and let you guys compare. It does sound different from the glow fuel use. So in that example, the first is the spark ignition with glow fuel, right? And then the second is today, where we've got the spark ignition plus gas fuel. I hope you can hear the subtle difference. So just keep in mind that there is a difference between the way that these two fuels burn within an internal combustion engine. So if you're super sensitive to what sound you're looking for, maybe some muffler modification might be right for you. So outside of this model, what's left to do? Well, nothing. It's got two things it needs to do at this point. First and foremost, we are going to the Fairchild Aviation Centennial in September, and then there is a local festival of flight at my local municipal airport that I will also be bringing and flying this model at. So that is the order of business there. I also want to get back to the Virginia Club maybe in October if I can, to fly at their fall Warbirds and Classics. So it'll be fun. You know, I previously flew it there, and that was in the spring, and now that it's completely redone, we can fly it there again. So thanks so much for following along with this. So you'll see an update on this maybe in a month or so, probably a little bit longer, but there's plenty of other projects around the shop to get going on, get moving on. I am coming up on something that I want to talk about. I previously mentioned changes to the channel, and we are about to make some big ones. So we'll see how that goes. So until next time, make sure you guys are still heading over to dubro.com and using that code JOSH10 at checkout and save yourself 10%. 10%. And that way you guys can continue working on your flying works of art.